In the grand tradition of college football, few roles capture the imagination of fans like the running back. Crisp fall air, packed stadiums, and the thunder of hooves as a star back breaks free, these moments become legend. Today, we celebrate the 5 greatest NCAA Division I FBS running backs purely on their college careers, unaffected by what came after. These are the men who reshaped the college game, season after glorious season. 5. Tony Dorsett, Pittsburgh, 1973 to 1976. At Pitt, Tony Dorsett was a highlight reel every Saturday. He racked up 6,082 rushing yards in his career, an NCAA record at the time, and scored 59 touchdowns. Dorsett's speed and vision were staggering. As a junior in 1975, he exploded for 303 yards in one game against Notre Dame, a single-game school record. In his senior year, he led the nation with 1,948 yards while powering Pittsburgh to an 11-0 season and the 1976 national championship. By season's end, he swept the Heisman Trophy, becoming Pitt's first Heisman winner as the Panthers rode his legs to a title. 4. Archie Griffin, Ohio State, 1972 to 1975. Ohio State's Duck was a model of consistency and heart. Griffin became the only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, 1974 to 75, leading the Buckeyes to 4 straight Big Ten titles and 4 Rose Bowl appearances. Over his career, he amassed 5,589 rushing yards and 26 touchdowns, Ohio State records for decades. From his very first season, he was special. In just his second college game, Archie rushed for 239 yards, then an OSU single-game record. He then ran for over 100 yards in 31 consecutive games, 1973 to 75, still an NCAA record for consecutive 100-yard games. In 1974 and 1975, he powered Ohio State to undefeated regular seasons. In 1975, he tallied 1,357 yards and led an 11-0 team to a number 1 ranking, earning that second Heisman. Even legendary coach Woody Hayes gushed that Griffin was the best football player I've ever seen. Number 3. Ricky Williams, Texas, 1995 to 1998. Texas tailback powerhouse broke every record in sight. Williams shattered Tony Dorsett's 22-year-old career rushing mark, finishing with 6,279 yards, including bowls, by 1998. Heisman voters took notice, awarding him the trophy in 1998 after a fairy tale senior season, 2,124 yards and 27 touchdowns. That year, Ricky set 21 NCAA records and became the first player to win the Doak Walker Award twice. He also swept the Maxwell and Walter Camp Player of the Year awards in 1998, cementing his place as college football royalty. In one stunning game in 1997, he ran for 215 yards and 6 TDs in the opener. As a junior, he led the nation with 1,893 yards and 25 TDs, finishing 5th in Heisman voting. Over 4 seasons, he averaged over 1,800 yards per year, his relentlessness defining an era of Longhorn football. Number 2. Barry Sanders, Oklahoma State, 1986 to 1988. Barry's 1988 season remains the stuff of legend. In just 11 games, he ripped off 2,628 rushing yards and 37 touchdowns, still the NCAA single-season records. That's a dizzying 238.9 yards per game. He broke 34 NCAA records that season, from yards per carry to all-purpose yards, and practically every week produced another highlight run. Heisman voters unanimously awarded him the 1988 trophy, and long before awards night they knew he'd done something special. In his final college game, the Holiday Bowl, Barry piled up 222 more yards and 5 TDs, though bowl stats didn't count then, bringing his unofficial season total to 2,850 yards. His shifty, explosive runs, juking through the entire Iowa State defense, or cutting back for another 60-yard score, defined college brilliance. Number 1. Herschel Walker, Georgia, 1980 to 1982. Towering over our list is Herschel Walker, a legend in every sense. As a true freshman in 1980, he rushed for 1,616 yards and 15 touchdowns, leading Georgia to a perfect 12-0 season and the national championship. Over his 3-year Bulldog career, he collected 5,097 rushing yards, an NCAA record for a 3-year career, and scored 55 touchdowns. Bowl-inclusive totals would be even higher. Remarkably, Walker finished in the top 3 of the Heisman voting in each of his 3 seasons. He was SEC Player of the Year and a consensus All-American all 3 years. Herschel's powerful running style was iconic. Linebackers bounced off his hip pads, and fans still recall his signature stiff arm felling would-be tacklers. In 1982, as a junior, he capped an 11-0 regular season with 1,752 yards and 16 TDs en route to winning the Heisman. By then, his legend was complete: 3 Southeastern Conference seasons of dominance, 2 national championship games, 1980 champions, 1982 runner-up, and the reputation as perhaps the game's ultimate warrior. These 5 backs ran with ferocity and flair like no others. They shattered records, won Heisman trophies, and carried teams to championships. Each left an indelible legacy on college football, a legacy that echoes every fall when a fresh recruit chases that first down, or a game-winning run crosses the goal line. On crisp Saturday afternoons, as marching bands thunder and fans explode with every big play, you can still feel the ghost of their greatness on the field. The names Herschel Walker, Barry Sanders, Archie Griffin, Tony Dorsett, and Ricky Williams shine forever in college lore. They remind us why college football remains magical. Their records and stories are carved into the history of the game, proof that greatness can be measured not just in yards and touchdowns, but in the thrill they brought to the game we love. Footage, slow-motion montage of all 5 players in their prime, ending on a shot of a packed stadium at sunset with the text, "Legends never die."